What up? We're back in for more Trove. Hi. So we've got the August newsletter from the developers. Shoutouts to my buddy Spooky for throwing me this because I am so out of the loop. It's actually insane. I'll have a video that'll talk about my life circumstances soon. TM. I've been working a lot on like little side projects and crap. So anyway, let's get into it. But before we do, it's mandatory. You have to like the video. Otherwise, it's just can't pause right here and it's not going to continue until you end up liking the Did you end up liking it yet? Okay, I think we were good. What a month July has been. 10 years together. Longer than 10 years, actually. Come October, I've played this game for 11 years. Ugh. Anyway, showers of Yabnadas and memories that last a lifetime. Now it's time to celebrate the Yabaki Winners. We actually got a list of the winners on this, so that's really cool. Look back on the party of the decade, answer some of your questions, and dive into August adventure. Honestly, as a little bit of my own personal review, I really liked that event. I don't know about you guys, but I think it was the perfect blend of heck bug event meets normal grindy thing. Most of all, I guess it was very similar to the heck bug event, except I didn't have to spend all of my time in that dark, godforsaken lava biome. Recap. Okay, so July was unforgettable. Sure, I guess. Celebrated the 10-year biggest Sunfest yet. New quest, house, blah, blah, blah. The items that I grinded out of the event have slowly been accumulating into... They're actually worth flux now already, so that's cool. Anyway, the way that this worked is basically for people that threw down Yabnadas, the majority of, the more Yabnadas you'd throw down, the more you would get entered into this raffle. It doesn't necessarily guarantee that someone who throws down 10,000 of them would win, because obviously it's still random. But anyway, here's all the people. I actually had Slime Doctor show up in a stream the other night, so that was kind of cool. Otherwise... I'm gonna be real. I don't know who these people are. I know Choo Choo. That was a long time ago. I think I know Izu as well, and maybe Stitch. I don't know, but why devs no fix? That's the question. I don't know any of the PlayStation players, of course. Xbox. Where are the Switch? Please note that the Sunfest event is still running for the Switch. Winners are still okay. That's why they're still. Yeah. They also celebrated 10-year Trove with us, with the stream VOD. The funny thing is, with the stream VOD, you guys might remember they ended up letting us vote on the next emblem or sigil or whatever. I think that was awesome, and I wish that the developers would do that with future content. I actually had a stream highlight video where I talked about the idea of voting for new classes, where they would tease us with maybe 3... concepts that they had for a class, and then we would vote on the one that we want them to actually pursue. I think if they're going to move forward with the next class, that would be awesome, because then it would make us feel like we're a part of the development process, even if it's still 3 predetermined classes that they are ready to commit to making. You know what I mean? Rather than us just telling them, we want a samurai. I know, it's only me. Okay. Anyways, community questions, let's get to it. So they picked a couple questions from their Discord. Are there plans for another name reset so players can claim the names that they want? At the moment, we don't plan another name reset. It's not uncommon for players to take breaks and later return to the game. Frequently, players may no longer recall their login details, and character names often serve as an important reference to help recover their accounts. Because of this, preserving character names plays a key role in supporting returning players, and we don't want to... Okay, so basically, no. Stop trying to steal my username. You're not going to get it. The Scythe Plays username I have on my alt, so nice try. Will players get additional ways to farm dragon coins to keep up with the growing demand? I'm actually very curious. It's kind of crazy that they had this question both in the live stream and now here as well. I do wish that people would kind of explain the question a bit better. No offense to whoever made the question, but I think that the developers don't really you gotta understand, they don't play the game actively, so they don't know what our growing pains and concerns are about. So I think that we need to give them a lot more context for the question. So they say, we've seen conversations around dragon coins. We know demand has grown with all the new dragons and Luxian visits. While we don't have immediate changes planned, we're keeping this in mind as we work on future systems. Okay, cool. At the very least, it's on their radar. But that means that it's a good year plus away from actually being something implemented. We've talked about this extensively, in the off chance the developers are watching, which I doubt. The reason why dragon coins are such a problem right now is because the severe amount of dragon coins that you need in volume to the dragons that you need. It takes, no joke, like 850 plus hours just for the dragon coins alone, never mind all of the other resources. And that is just straight dragon coin grinding. It is not taking into account the fact that you log in every hour for a dragon challenge, and then you only do it for like maybe 10, 20 minutes, and then you log out for the next event to show up randomly. So it is pretty ridiculous free to play. I'm not saying that they should remove the pay to win to dragon coins. It's ridiculous how it is right now. And even to the point where pay to win is not as accessible for most players because you need thousands of dragon coins, not a simple, oh, I'm going to spend $10 and get 10 dragon coins. It's like that doesn't do anything anymore. Now, our question, could Yabaki events include a way for loyal players to have their own chance at the mount? What? Before Sunfest, we kicked things off with some social media giveaways as an alternative way to get Yabaki. Alternative? Bro, it was the only way outside of like a giveaway they did years ago. If Yabaki returns in the future, we'll definitely explore more ways to get the community involved and offer additional chances to win. That said, we still like to keep Yabaki to special occasions, so it remains rare and memorable reward, not something guaranteed. Yeah, I get it. Essentially, this sounds to me like they're saying, like when they say get the community involved, they mean through socials and stuff. So it would probably end up being a similar event style, I assume. Hopefully it wouldn't take them a whole other year for another Sunfest. I personally think okay, months back, before, maybe even years back, when Yabaki was like no longer a thing, I remember like deliberately talking with like my contacts for the devs, like, hey, what about like us content creators having like maybe one Yabaki code a month or a week or something? Because that would be a really cool giveaway and it would lead people to come to us. But I guess their main goal is to push their other socials, so it makes a lot more sense. But anyways, do you want your question in the community? Okay, that's already it. So we've got the upcoming. So the Elysian initiation is here. So far, it's an okay event. Honestly, I'm not the biggest fan of the implementation of the events lately, or rather the grind of them. So what they basically have at this event is they have the whole Luxian thing where the daily resources that you craft, it gets exponentially more and more expensive as you craft more of them for that day before the daily reset, which brings the resources back down, the resource cost, I should say. But then additionally, you can only craft that said resource a certain amount per day anyways. So it's time gated. So why the cost impact? Why the cost increase? Because for somebody like myself, where I'm a new dad and I'm very, very busy and I don't have much spare time, it's going to be really close for me to get all of the items out of this event. Like, not because I'm not playing the game, just because I don't have that much time on my hands. But anyways, I guess whatever. The quest itself, is done very, very quickly, but there is a lot of things that you can end up unlocking out of it. And there's also going to end up being the mystic resources that you can craft every day. The PTS is opening soon. Okay, we got to check every day. Maybe next week. They also say keep in mind on our socials so you don't miss anything, but their socials never post. I'm sorry, whoever's managing their socials needs to actually post when the test servers are up or hint at what's coming on the test servers with like an image or something. They do that sometimes. The last time they did it was for the gear crafting update, and that was about it. But the PTS being open soon, yay, that's actually really exciting. I wonder if it's going to be the blocking feature, or it's not going to end up being Mystic Gems. Surely not Mystic Gems yet. That's coming later in the year. That is actually really hype. Okay. Did they say anything about... Okay, they don't say anything about them doing another live stream, but they do say that if you watch the anniversary live stream, you already know that there are updates along the way and the test server is opening soon. So yeah, I think we're going to end up seeing either blocking or maybe even the Mystic Gems or maybe some other thing. The blocking is the one thing that I'm super interested in. If you guys are curious about all that, I got other videos that highlight that. Have yourselves a wonderful day. Smash like, sub for more, buy the merch you want to support the channel. Sayonara and stay epic, gamers.